Hello and welcome to Survivalist Gaming. My name is Ben, and this is my very first Let's Play on a game called Fortress Craft Evolved. Um, the theme that I want to kind of go with this channel is I'm going to play sandbox builder type games, and any other kinds of games that you guys might request. But I'm going to try to do them on harder difficulties. There's lots of Let's Plays for this game. I don't think anyone's really played it in the way that I'm going to try. So anyway, we'll go ahead and go through the settings and get going from there. So resource level, plentiful's the default. We're going to go with scarce. So rather than 4 ores to make a bar, it's going to take 8 ores per bar. So it's going to take twice as much work to get the resources. For power, we're going to go scarce. This lowers the overall power that each machine generates. I'm not entirely sure by how much, but I know that it is reduced. The conveyor speed we're going to drop down to slow. As you get higher tiered transport and logistics, it's really not going to make that big of a deal. It's just going to slow us down at the start. For day-night cycle, we're going to do eternal night, which basically means that any of the solar panel technologies at first will be pretty useless. The tier 2 stuff gets a little better, but that won't be for a long while. We're going to do hard mobs, which means the mobs in the game are going to have more hit points, and they're probably going to damage us for more. It might affect threat, and I think that it affects where certain enemies spawn. We'll figure more out on that later. And then finally, I want to do a death mode. I want this to be an ongoing series, so I'm not going to do squish core this time. Down the line, if you guys want to see how far we can get with squish core or even hardcore on, we can try that. But for this playthrough, since the settings are already pretty difficult, we're going to go with Iron Man, which means you lose your inventory when you die. This may or may not be a big deal. We'll see how it goes, and how I adapt to that setting. I'll probably be automating a lot more things and keeping a lot more in storage. So, without further ado, here we go. Don't hug the overminds. Alrighty, so right now it seems like the meteor that's going to blow up our space station, it seems like it's just a mechanism to get you on the planet. It doesn't seem like there's anything in the story further on that. It gets mentioned in some research, but that's about it. I think it'd be super sweet if DJ kind of combined a story with this, but the game's great without it, so that would just be icing on the cake. Congrats, we survived, even though our ship is in 3 large pieces. Okay, so this is a tutorial. You can't exit this sphere until you complete it. So this big building right here is the CPH. It's your main source of power, and is what you will have to defend when we get attacked. The bugs don't really go for anything else, but that'll be in a couple episodes. So anyway, press E, add resources. So now it's going to burn wood planks for power. This is a battery. You press Q, you can get power from it. It just brought up my ore scanner. If I hold the right mouse button, you can scan something, and we don't know anything on this planet, so this snow here will do just fine. This is your research station. Press E. There's what we scanned. When we process this, it's going to take a little bit of power, 35, and then it's going to give us 1 research point. And research points are used to do projects, which unlock recipes, which allow us to build other things. So we're going to process this, And then, since we're on Iron Man, I'm probably going to get storage crates right away. And once I build some, I won't have to worry about the important things in my inventory being, lost. And then finally, this is your manufacturing plant. This is where you build everything. We got to build a power core for our buddy, who should pop up somewhere. Hello, Arthur. I hear you. Oh, there he is. Press H. This brings up contextual help. So if you're like highlighting something in the laboratory and you press H, it'll be the top thing, and then you can click on it and it'll give you information. It used to be pretty bad, but they've done some work to it, and there's actually some pretty useful information in there. So, all right. In the top right, you have your temperature, your suit temperature, the external temperature, and your battery usage. And right now my battery usage is at 1.2 because it's really cold out here. You can slow down your heat loss by putting down a torch, and then the sweet spot is if you can get the external temp at like 19 or 20, you actually won't use any power. At like 22. So, I'm using 0.1 power per second, which is not too bad, and I'm sure I could get it to 0 if I wanted to be super anal about it. But so the other thing in the top right is the mission bar, and that will kind of guide and direct us here at the beginning. It's been pretty good. We might deviate a little bit from it, but for the first couple episodes, I'll probably be following it pretty closely. So try to always remember to fill this up until we can get it automated. It'll provide power and it'll save your butt. So anyway, everything is unknown, so I'm not going to bother pinging for it. So what we're going to do is, let's see here. You can see a decent amount from like right here. So down a torch just to kind of save battery power. And then do this. Okay, so if you press Z, you can zoom, which is going to make this a lot easier. So we can just zoom in, highlight the things that we don't know, and then scan them. The plants are kind of useful. I mean, you can burn them, but that's about it. I think some of them are used in aesthetic recipes. But I don't think that, other than that they really have that much value. I could be wrong. So, alright, we'll get rough hewn rock real quick. And dirt. I need to get wood, which I can scan from probably over the other side. Pick up my torch. We don't have a lot of these at the start, so you kind of want to keep them on you, except for maybe one by here, because you stay by there. Okay, so we got the orange glow pod I gotta scan, and then wood. Okay, so the point of scanning these things is that if we just ping unknown, everything shows up. So the more things we scan, then we can more easily search for things we don't know, and also for ores, which we'll need to build things. These scans are in the order of how you did them, so like this one's wood, this one's probably rock, and this one's dirt, and then this one's leaves. And you see that drained our power pretty significantly. But it's important to get those things out of the way, because if we don't have those things removed when we scan, everything's going to be unknown and we won't be able to see anything. So let's see if we got lucky. Whoa, okay, yeah. Yeah, we got lucky. Very nice. This is my first video, so I'm kind of testing the settings. If it lags out, I assure you that things are fine over on this end. The game seems to be fine, but I was having some issues with the recording software. So, alright, hopefully this is probably coal. Coal's usually up this high, and it is. So we will put a torch so everyone can see. I have the Dapper pack, so I have the paint gun. I like to color my torches because I just think it gives a better light. And also effects. Okay, so if you push G, you can throw glow sticks, and the paint gun color you have selected affects the color of the glow stick that you use. So sweet, we got this. We'll scan that real quick. And then we will put an ore extractor on here and give it some power. Because coal burns with significantly more energy than the wooden planks that we were using. You know, wooden planks and even the plant matter are great when you don't have anything else, but kind of suck when you have coal available. So we will keep adding resources, keep adding power to this. I want to go ahead and top that off so we can not worry about it for a little while. Alright. The first couple episodes are going to be a lot of standing around and waiting. Things are slow, especially because of the settings we picked. It's eternal night, so we're not going to get any sunlight, so your solar panels on your suit won't work. The solar panels on Arthur won't work. And any solar panels you build won't work. And this also includes these. Usually these fold down during the day, and those are solar panels. But they're going to be up the entire time since it's going to be eternal night. So I think the goals for this first episode are going to be, let's see, we got coal. I'm going to start laying out my platform. I've seen a couple other guys do Let's Plays, and they raise their CPH. Well, they don't raise it because you can't move it, but they basically burrow down and then build the factory down here, which makes a lot of sense. There's a lot more room, and then this is easy to block off and defend once you have enemies coming. And then you can feed, you know, conveyor belts and tubes and things up through here and up and around, and it'll make sense once we do it. Alrighty. Let's see how much power we have in our research station. Okay, this is going to be coal, 175. Nice. Okay, so now that we scanned coal, any ore that shows up now will be copper or maybe tin if we're super lucky. 10 usually doesn't... Oh, well, I guess it does spawn up this high, but usually not in very large veins. And our mission bar actually just popped up with that. So we got to locate copper and locate tin. So between that and organizing our base to start out, I think that'll be a good first episode. And resources. I can't wait to get a hopper so that I can at least have it pull stuff out for a little bit while I'm doing things. That's usually when you know you need to automate something. If you get annoyed with the task of doing it after a certain while, then you should probably figure out a way to have it done automatically so you don't have to do it again. If you stick to just that rule, I think you'll do really well in this game. I just want a full battery. Okay, so let's ping a known again. Oh, nice. So we have things that we don't know that are relatively... So that one looks big. Ooh, that one looks really close to the surface. Let's go after that one. So, what are you? Looks like my video is still going good. And the other recordings that I was practicing on, the pings seem to slow down the frame rate considerably. I don't know if it's just a huge hog on resources or if it was just the settings I had the game on. I'm not entirely sure. So make sure it's white. Change that. Yeah, it's copper because it's orange and green, or red and green. Hard to tell. Okay, so we'll put a guy right there, and that ding tells us that we fulfilled that objective. So, add resources, fill up. And then, I think it takes about 100 or 90 power to do a full load to fill this whole thing up. So we'll do, we might as well top it off. It's going to be going while we're walking around doing other things, so. So first we're going to get power to the CPH automated, and then we'll have conveyor belts bringing up things to our smelter, which is over here, which will be automated, and then we will run power. So then it'll be a touchless system. We won't have to do anything. It'll just run by itself. And that's basically what you do with every kind of ore that you find. The ways that you automate it differ, and the conditions are going to change, but that's basically the name of the game. Logistics and power. So, alright. Once we fill our battery up, we're going to ping for unknown again. Actually, I should probably process that copper. Do I have enough? 175? Yes, I do. Oof, we're draining that thing. That's okay. So I may, because we're on harder difficulties and because I don't want to film a lot of just me standing around or running back and forth doing things, I may play and kind of maybe make some changes, do some excavation, like with my build gun, but I'm not going to really build anything unless I'm recording. I want you guys to see everything that goes into the building process, which is going to include smelting and all that stuff. But it would just be utterly boring to sit here and watch me watch, this fill up with power. It's just, it can be a pain. Especially because I have to constantly draw off the battery to fill up my own suit. Like I said, once things start getting automated, I'll be able to do episodes pretty regularly. And I will probably do them back to back once this meaningless back and forth is done. The par time for these settings is supposedly 5,100 hours. I don't know how accurate that is. I don't know how DJ is estimating that, but we will see if it takes us that long. Hopefully not, because that is a long stream. Oh, and here we go. This is new. This is the mission report. It tells you your threat level. It gives you all these statistics, which is kind of nice. And it also gives you recommendations. So if you're really lost, new at the game, don't know what to do next or what to build, that'll probably tell you. And you can set those to come up every 5 minutes, every 15 minutes, and every hour. I think I wasn't paying attention. I clicked the hour, so it leaves me be. Unless I have something important that I want it to remind me to do, because it's very easy to lose track of what you're doing. Okay, so battery is full. We're going to see if we got real lucky and have any 10 near here. Oh, sweet. Okay. I'm going to guess that is, I don't know, here? Here? Oh, and there's another big one right over there, too. We'll check out both. That'll be easy to remember because it's behind the fire. So let's dig. Usually I don't dig straight down. We're only doing it here because we're close to the surface, and there's usually not any caves. Unless you're really unlucky. Oop, I passed it. Very well. And I went too far. Let's see, here's it. There we go. Alright. How am I doing with power? 114. It's actually probably terribly dark. You guys probably can't see. There we go. I can see just fine, but the video is pretty dark. Alright, we want to get as close to the surface with this as we can, because that'll be less conveyor belts that we have to build. It'll be less, it'll just be less resources. And since we're on scarce resources, we want to conserve conserve resources as well as we can. So this looks like the top. Perfect. Just need to dig myself out of this hole that I've created. Come on, there we go. So, I usually like to build my mine shafts in 3x3. So we'll go ahead and get that started. And then we want to dig straight up from here. To wherever that is. Sweet. Alrighty. Use your grappling hook to get out of there. That is the F key, in case I forgot to mention it. It is pretty sweet for getting around, and will probably result in my death at least 10 times. And that's a pretty low estimate. I get a little crazy with it sometimes. Add resources. Ooh, check over here too. Alright, we got copper, sweet. Alright, now that we have copper ore, I don't want to try to smelt it yet because this thing is still filling up. And it prioritizes, when it feeds power, the CPH is going to prioritize your battery, then your research station, and then your smelter. So if you put ore in here and this thing isn't charged up yet, you're not going to get anywhere. You're going to sit here and it's not going to heat up and you're going to wonder what's going on. So make sure that your research station is filled before you start smelting things. Alright, so we'll go ahead and dig this 3x3, and then I will scan that because I forgot to do that while I was down there, I think. And then we will get an ore extractor on it, and then we will have 10 going. Maybe not automatically, but good enough for now. So, put a torch down here. Let's see here. I guess it doesn't really matter. It's all about aesthetics. There we go. Get that going. We're only going to dump like 100 power into you. And then, why not? We might as well build this all the way to the top. Okay, so if you hold the control button and then you right click, you can super build to your position, which is pretty sweet. You can also do it horizontally. You can build it like this and it'll build to you that way. Really great when you're building structures or when you're figuring out things. If you need like a bridge, you just highlight, and if you have enough blocks and you push the button, it'll build that bridge to you, which is pretty sweet. One of the many ways that this game differs from Minecraft is the distance. See, I don't even have to go over to my extractor. I can just fill it with power and take out whatever is in it from a distance. Okay, so let's see here. We got 10 going. We got copper going. How am I doing on time? 23 minutes. Okay. Let's go ahead and start outlining what we're going to do with our base. That way I can work on it while I'm waiting for stuff to fill up off camera, and you guys won't come back and wonder what the heck I did. It takes wooden planks to make crates. You get 5 wooden planks per tree trunk block. So, you do the math. We're going to have a lot of wooden blocks, which is great because it helps with base construction. You walk really slow on snow, so we're going to replace the snow platform with a wooden platform, and we're going to walk significantly faster. So see how we're walking on snow? It's going to be a little faster. Oop. It's going to be a little faster on stone. And then you'll see it significantly slows down when we're on snow. And for the places we're going to be walking a lot, we're going to want to put down planks. It just makes sense. You move faster, could save your butt if you're going to die of hypothermia. Okay, so now we got 485 planks. Let's storage crate's gonna be under storage. Let's make 10 of them. So the way I do this, it's just the way I do it. You don't have to do it this way, but I like to inset these. I like having clear line of sight. I don't like my crates blocking my view, because you're going to have a lot of them, and I'm definitely going to have a lot of them since I'm on Iron Man. I put 2 blocks down, and then I cover the rest up. So we have 10 crates, which gives you, 25 slots, which is a decent amount. So, still not charged. Alright, that's going to take a significant amount of time. So we got that. I guess we could start with the actual base too, huh? I'm going to build a platform here. I'm probably going to go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I'll go out that far. Build to me. Alright. What I'm doing will make sense. See how fast you run on wood? Wood. Snow. Let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then 1. Okay. I can live with that. Oops. Like I said, this will all make sense in a second. Alright, we did that side. 1, 2, 3, 1. We're going to do this side. Alright. So I'm going to have to work on talking out loud. Usually when I play this game, I'm pretty silent. I do a lot of standing around and thinking about my next move. Sometimes a good thing, sometimes a bad thing. Okay, so now using... Oh crap, I forgot to do this. Once I clear this out. So now using super build, instead of having to clear out all of these blocks and then replace them with wood, we can just do this. And the super build... Oops, if you click it right. If you don't mess it up like I just did. There we go. The super build will replace all those snow blocks for you, which saves you a great deal of time. I don't think that it will replace the storage crates, but I'd rather not chance it. I don't think it would. It wouldn't make any sense if it did. Alrighty. And then finally, and I'm getting hypothermia. So when you start to get hypothermia, your screen will start to blur at first, and then your movement speed will get messed with, and then it'll be hard to control your character too. To kind of simulate what it's like. See how much quicker we move? So much better. I'll probably do that with the steps too. We'll probably go down to -10. That'll probably be where I do the, that's probably where I'll start the factory. And then I can have floors of 5 meters, and that will help me with the way I build things too. Alright. Oops, too far down. And this is good enough for now. Bam. Alright. So now we just play the game of waiting for the research station to power up, and then we can start smelting. But in the meantime, that'll give us time to collect these things. Okay, so we're looking at about a half an hour. That was a pretty good first episode, I think. It's going to be a little slow in the beginning, but once we get things started, our progress will be fairly quick. I've played this game a bunch, and I'm looking forward to playing more with you guys. So if you have any questions about what I'm doing, or any comments, or anything you'd like to see me do, or if you even have ideas for things to build, just leave a comment below. Otherwise, thanks for stopping by, and I hope to see you again soon. Peace.